Hey soldiers, this is Sergeant Merrill, and today we're going to be checking out one of the most popular and successful bullpup weapons in existence, the AUG A3. Ladies and gentlemen, the AUG A3. When you think of successful bullpup weapons, when you just think of a bullpup weapon in general, the AUG is certainly one of the most popular choices you could go with. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the AUG is the most successful bullpup weapon of all time. And when I say successful, I mean, well, just take a look at this. These are all the countries that use the AUG in some capacity. In fact, you'd be hard-pressed to find a modern country that doesn't use the AUG in some capacity. And yes, even the United States is on this list. It's incredible. The Austrian manufacturer that makes this weapon is good to go, guys, for a good long while. It's used by just about every military and every police organization in some capacity. Again, the most successful bullpup weapon of all time, and certainly an aspiration for other manufacturers that are looking to make bullpup weapons. It solves a lot of problems that people have with the bullpup platform, including a lot of ambidexterity issues that a lot of other bullpup weapons suffer from. Now, it's not immediately ambidextrous like the RFB is, and that's a problem that a lot of bullpup weapons suffer from. Now, I'm using the word bullpup like you guys, I'm assuming that you guys know what that means. That's where the firing action is behind the trigger. As you can see, the magazine is behind the handguard and the trigger and all the firing action. That's a bullpup weapon. The problem with that is that the brass is ejected in that area as well. So if you're left-handed and you're firing a right-handed bullpup weapon, that brass would eject right into your face. Like I said, the RFB solves this problem by actually incorporating forward ejection, which is what RFB stands for, Rifle Forward Ejection Bullpup. The RFB, though, was only developed a couple years ago, whereas the AUG has been around since 1978 and solved this problem a long time ago, just not as immediately. The RFB, you can immediately pass from a right-handed shooter to a left-handed shooter, still good to go. With the AUG, you actually have to switch out the bolt and remove the dust cover on the other side, and then it's a left-handed weapon. Here you see me shooting a left-handed AUG A2, and it shot just fine. I'm not a left-handed shooter, but it felt good, and I didn't have brass ejecting into my face. And I actually had a lot of fun with this. I was like, die, watermelon, die! Some people may remember the video. This was my first time shooting a bullpup weapon, and I thought it felt great. I thought it would feel like I had less control because you have less of a weapon in front of you because all the action is pulled back. But it really did feel like you have a lot of control and a lot of mobility, which is really the appeal of a bullpup weapon. Fast forward to Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, and we have ourselves the AUG A3, in which they have continued the evolution of this weapon by making it more modular in comparison to what you get with some of the AR-15 based platforms, adding Picatinny rails, making it much more accepting of a lot of the accessories that come with modern weapons these days, and it certainly has come up with the times. But it's not just that makes this such a popular choice with militaries and police organizations. It's not just the fact that they added Picatinny rails and that has an interchangeable bolt. You can also interchange the barrel on the fly. You can switch out the barrel really easily. You know, no gunsmithing knowledge required, so you can switch out barrel lengths. It also has a progressive trigger, which I think is really cool. I haven't messed with the progressive trigger. The AUG that I fired was a civilian version, so it's semi-automatic only. But what I mean by progressive trigger is that when you pull it halfway, it produces semi-automatic fire, and when you pull the trigger all the way to the rear, it produces fully automatic fire, which is pretty cool that you don't have to switch a selector lever for that. It's all based off of what you need at that exact time, and you don't need to fumble around for a selector lever to get it. It's also interesting to note that this is a gas piston driven system. We discussed the difference between gas piston and gas impingement with the M416 video, so if you want to know what I'm talking about, you can watch that video. If you already know what I'm talking about, then you know the benefits that come with that. You know, it's going to be a little cleaner, it's going to run a little cooler because of the gas piston system, but it is going to be more expensive in the civilian sector. So in-game in Battlefield 4, I feel like we see all of those characteristics in play. The AUG is one of the most no-nonsense, stable, reliable weapons that you can go with one of the only drawbacks coming from its reload time. Other than that, it's easy to handle, it shoots quick, it shoots clean, it goes where you want it to go. I think it's a really solid choice for the assault class. You may have some problems in close quarters when you're going against weapons with significantly higher fire rates, but as an all-round good weapon to use in any situation, the AUG is one of my favorite choices as far as assault rifles go. And it's certainly one of my favorite Bullpup rifles. Now, I say I like the RFB, but I don't think that the RFB is going to see military use and see the success that the AUG has seen. I just like what the RFB tries to do. As far as in practice, if it's going to be successful, I don't really think so. And I keep referencing the RFB like it's the first one to have incorporated forward ejection, and it certainly isn't. I know the F2000 incorporated it way before the RFB, and that has seen some success in militaries. It's just the RFB is the first battle bullpup rifle to incorporate forward ejection, and it just does a lot of cool things. The AUG, though, is my rock-solid choice for a bullpup weapon, and I think we're going to continue to see it in the Battlefield series for a long time to come. The AUG commands the respect it deserves, both in this game and in real life. So, in the comment section, let me know what you think of the AUG, both in real life and in the game. It's ups and it's downs, but that's all I have for this video, guys. This is Sergeant Merrill, out here.
Yeah.